Watson Ronnie has brought a red dangerously close to the bolt line. It will cut into the left centre pocket, but there is also a long red on as well. Positionally, the long red is possibly the easier, but the pot significantly more difficult.
Well, it wasn't that difficult, and he'll be disappointed to have missed it, but he won't be disappointed with the outcome.
Touching ball.
Touching ball, which means that Stuart can fire away, and he's deemed to have hit the red he's touching. Just wants to cover the path to the red that's in the balk end. Doesn't want to leave a gap between yellow and brown, and looks as though he's achieved that.
Foul and a miss. Stuart Carrington 4.
Oh, goodness gracious me. How has he not contacted a red there? He must be a cigarette paper away.
Thank you. Here we go. That way.
I think it's a bit more off the cushion as well.
Okay. Leo, do you want to check that for me, please? Yeah, yeah.
That's the line.
That way.
There's no obvious difference.
That's where it was, and that's where it is now. So that red needs moving, the cue ball needs moving further over to the right. It was sort of in line with the green, more than anything.
Check that for me, please. Yeah, Stuart, thank you.
The problem is, if it's not in exactly the same place and Ronnie makes a minor adjustment, he could miss the pack of reds. I mean, it's such a big target, you wouldn't expect him, but he didn't want to slide past them. But played exactly the same shot. This time, a little bit more pace did the trick. And another touching ball.
That's a mistake. He just didn't catch them.
One.
Well, no reason not to. There are a couple of open reds, but couldn't wish for a better angle on the blue here to bring all the reds into play and bring the pink into play at the same time. Yep, there you go. Well, it's not too bad.
6.
Can imagine, can't you, Judd Trump playing that shot? I think he'd be injecting twice as much pace into it as Stuart Carrington did. But it still worked out
7.
well for him. Problem is, although the black's available, there's a red just occupying the black spot a little there that Stuart would like to remove as soon as he could.
$12. $30.
Well, I do feel that Stuart Carrington now needs to stun down the table for that black or red, rather, that's just to the left of the black spot there. And then he can pot the black afterwards, and the black will go onto its spot and be pottable. I think he needs to play.
That looks about perfect.
18. $19.
Stuart Carrington looked decidedly out of sorts in the first frame, made a lot of mistakes, but he's really settled down now. Looks dangerous. Ronnie O'Sullivan could have a match on his hands here.
$26. $27.
Well, there's plenty of margin of error here. There's the end red that goes, and there's the one in the middle of them. And he's not good on any of, or either of them.
34.
Okay, finishing low will give an opportunity in potting this to bring other reds into play, but not guaranteed to be on the colour.
$35.
Didn't get any action on the cue ball at all. Okay, this black's still cuttable, but it's not as easy as it should have been.
Very confidently played from Stuart. A good pot. Held the cue ball beautifully with a choice of red, so he's looking very good at the moment.
$43.
Given the position of the reds, he'll realise that it's very important that he wins the frame from an opportunity like this. If he makes a mistake to give Ronnie an opportunity, he'll probably fancy Ronnie clearing up.
$50. 51.
Not got complete control of the cue ball, but keeps potting the balls and just makes that a little bit harder if you're struggling for position. But he's recovered that nicely and perfect on this red now. And if he gets good position on the black,
53.
surely that's frame over.
$54.
Well, you can see he's just the wrong side of straight, but it's amazed me he's making such hard work of this. He could stun on and off the cushion with his lively cloche. You can widen angles like you can't believe. In the end, he decided to play the screw shot. Not perfect on the red, but as he only needs the red and a
61.
colour, shouldn't cause a problem.
62.
This blue now to go 71 points in front with just 67 remaining. Ronnie missed a few long pots in the second frame, ones you'd expect him to get, and he's now 28, just over 28 minutes since he last potted a ball. Funny game, snooker.
$67.
Yeah, Stuart can relax a little bit now. He's over the winning line in this frame, barring the snooker. Oh, he's missed the red now.
Stuart
Oh,
Carrington,
return to the table.
67.
Just needs one snooker to
On the
draw.
frame.
Well, he's had enough.
Could well have Ian. This is a big frame, always is in the best of seven, the fourth frame. Will someone have a 3-1 lead or all square? So the danger signals are there for Ronnie. He's just got to find a way of getting first in. Opening up the reds, he's left a possible here to the left middle. I don't know whether Ronnie will be tempted. It's tricky. And there you go. It's coming up to 30 minutes since Ronnie O'Sullivan last potted a ball. He's got to be careful he doesn't leave a shot of that red to the left of the brown here. Well, he's played the cross double. And he's got the cross double. Now is his cue ball going to bounce? Needs to bounce up for the black.
One.
Well, it's bounced, but this black is a thin cut. Oh, wonderful pot. How's your luck? I think he's got a red that's just above the black that's available to the right corner. There you see it. Position on a colour, not guaranteed though.
9.
Well, good effort to get position on the black. It will still cut in, and I think he's in the mood to take it on at the moment, but if this goes in, I think I fancy him to make a sizable break, but goodness, it could be costly if he misses it. Oh, look at this, absolutely dead centre. You know, he was sitting in his chair, looking a bit forlorn, subdued, semi-comatose, and all of a sudden he just comes to the table, cross double, and he's just bright and breezy all of a sudden, and right back into the thick of things.
Yeah, but he's not on a thing. He's looking at a very difficult plant to the left middle of his Juarez. Gap between the two. This is tough. Oh, but it's there.
17.
Well, talk about a break from nowhere. This could be that break. Yeah, this was the interesting shot. He played the cross double. But if you look, apart from the red that went in the pocket where the cue ball finished,
23.
he'd have left nothing. So it's amazing how these players, and of course we all know Mark Williams is a past master at playing what you think is a very dangerous shot. But when you look where the cue ball finished, it was more or less a shot for nothing. So Ronnie has created an opening from nowhere. Can he make the most of it?
35. $26.
And this is what frightens you to death, you know, when you play Ronnie O'Sullivan and Judd Trump. You think you've got them safe, and all of a sudden they create an opportunity out of absolutely nothing like this. But he played a similar cross double in last year's World Championship, didn't he, against James Cahill? And it wasn't the shot to play, but
31.
I think, as you say, John, it certainly was there. It was very well done from Ronnie's point of view to actually spot this. Have a look at this. There goes the cross double. And if you look at the pack of reds, everything's just blocking each other. There's absolutely no risk involved with that whatsoever. Very well spotted from Ronnie.
And he's played
36.
a beautiful positional shot there for the red just below the pink that goes to the right corner. Inch perfect.
$37.
That's the blue there. A lot of people may have thought he played a cannon, but he stunned it round of 2 cushions. As we say, this is a very big
44.
frame. This is an important visit for Ronnie here.
45.
Yeah, there was a 3/4 ball plant. It was just about straight enough for Ronnie to judge it.
52.
Oh, he's missed the red now. That is a little careless from Ronnie.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 52.
Well, I'd like to have a look at that again there. I didn't like the contact when the red and cue ball made contact. I think he got a slight kick there. I'd like to see that again. Just watch the red. Yeah, definite bounce. That was a bad contact. Don't think it was his fault there.
One.
Well, you can clearly see this red ball leave the bed of the table. That was a kick. Ronnie will certainly know whether it caused him to miss the pot. It was such an easy pot. You're bound to think that it did cause him to miss. Well, this would really hurt Ronnie O'Sullivan if Stuart Carrington were to win the frame from here, and there's no reason why he can't.
Yeah, it's amazing the shots that Ronnie pulled out.
7.
And then all of a sudden, that heavy contact on the red. Now, certainly it was. just went straight on for a fraction. And a chance, as Dominic said, for Stuart Carrington to pinch this frame now. And this can happen, best of sevens.
8.
No room for bad luck.
Develop the 2 reds with that cannon. But those other 2 reds together just to the left of the cue ball there could cause a problem later on in the break for Stuart.
$15. $21. $22.
I think the 2 reds together there will both pot into this right-hand corner pocket. You can see in our camera angle there that they will go. That will really help Stuart Carrington, because when he pots one of them, it'll free the other one up entirely.
29.
And there you have it, they both pot clearly there. So Stuart will try and get behind them for that pocket, I'm sure. Needs the right angle on the black, however.
30.
And that looks just a touch straight to me. May have to play this with a bit more pace than he intended to. The rightmost red of the 2 together would still pot into the left centre, but it's quite a narrow angle.
Well, he's got there. Boy, that black looked wide there.
37.
But he's inch perfect.
$38.
That's not ideal for Stuart at all, I'm afraid, because he's just overrun that by several inches, so he can't screw in behind that red now. He's got too much angle on this black. So he's got a choice here. He can take the cue ball in and out of bulk, try and get close to this remaining red, or he can leave it for mid-distance, but there'll be pressure on it. Still 14 points behind.
So this is it. This is the shot. If he can pot this red,
45.
get position on the colour, frame at his mercy.
Stuart Carrington, 45.
Yeah, it was a poor positional shot on the black, and he couldn't get close to the red, and you just got the feeling with the pressure on, he needed to be closer to it than that. So Ronnie just needs to be on any colour.
1.
Click on the blue, no harm. 8 points to lead. There you see it just went to the near jaw. As I say, if it had been better on the black, he'd have been better on that red.
4.
Yellow, green, brown. We'll get him to snookers required.
6.
And Stuart, well, thinking what might have been.
9.
So this brown puts Ronnie O'Sullivan 20 points in the lead with just 18 remaining.
13.
Well, there's one thing about a Ronnie O'Sullivan match, there's always something happening, isn't there? There's always some excitement going on. First frame took 12.5 minutes.
18.
Second frame, a long one, nearly 16.5. Last one, just less than 13.5. And this one just coming up to 13. It's good,
24.
fast-flowing snooker. And this has been a tremendous frame, and one that Stuart Carrington will look back on.
Yes, as Darren said there, Stuart's going to have to try and put that frame behind him now. It's gone. Yeah, this is what happens, you see. When you make a mistake like that, when you win a frame or lose a frame, in Stuart's case, that he feels he should have won, you can lose the next one as well because you just can't erase it from the memory banks soon enough.
Well.
Just slightly hampered by the brown.
4.
I think the fact that he's got nothing to do with the cue ball, just dropped the red in, should make it unmissable. And it did, nicely
5.
played.
Ten. 11.
I love watching Ronnie O'Sullivan strike the cue ball because it is a stroke, it's not a hit. You can almost
18.
feel the impact of the tip on the ball as he strikes through it.
19.
Very, very rhythmical.
Well, he just couldn't hold the cue ball there. He'd like to have been low on this red. Now it's all about
27.
how they break on him, and as our co-commentator Willie thought it, it's a bit of a flat back pack, so you want to stun through these, the end red. Well, he played with a bit of screw as he got a red to the left middle. The way he grabbed his chalk.
34.
To me, maybe he's on nothing. Always look at the body language of a player. He played a little bit of screw. I thought it was a stun shot more than the screw. Does this red go to the left middle? Oh, there's another one. This is tricky. Oh, what a shot. And he's hit it too hard. He's on nothing.
35.
And that's the problem when you've got a difficult pot like that. You put all your concentration into the pot, and that's why you lose control of the cue ball. Heck of a pot, but nothing but a safety shot left.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 35.
I wasn't sure that red was going to go in because at the pace he played it, it just grazed that near jaw, and I'm sure many of my fellow professionals will attest to the fact that on the outside tables they're even nippier, these middle pockets. But on the TV table, conditions are just that more slidey, shall I say. There's less friction out there. The balls skid off the cushion rails, and that's why sometimes the pockets can play slightly more generous on occasion.
If there's been one disappointing aspect of Ronnie's game tonight, I'm a little bit disappointed with his long game. You'll have to brush up on that, because against the top players, they're the ones you've got to be knocking in. Otherwise you're dependent on your opponent. Well, there's the proof of the pudding. 25% long pot success. That's not good enough. Just 1 out of 4. Certainly gone a little bit ragged in this frame, though, Stuart. He's hardly got past the baulk line here with any of his safety shots. As you say, probably a hangover from the last frame. Now, can Ronnie knock this long one in? That's more like it.
1.
But he's on nothing. Just seemed to... I heard Mark Williams in his interview today that it's sort of pinging off the cushions rather than coming off them, you know, at a natural pace.
Yes, of course, I was in the studio this afternoon, and Mark said the same thing, and that is the problem, because when that happens, the cushions play more squarely as well, so the angle of the balls rebounded from the cushion rails is also altered as a result of the cushions playing quickly. Well, that was brave, but how beautifully did Ronnie strike that. Now, is he on a red?
6.
Never touched the sides, did it? Well, of course, there is a red down this right-hand side cushion. That could be the only one that Ronnie's on, but... well... I suppose I'd fancy him to pot it if he takes it on. There's a thin cut as well to this left centre. Now, this is a little missable. He just wants
7.
one good cannon, doesn't he, Ronnie?
Yeah, well, that's a bit better. He's potted a few good balls here. So the fact that his long ball percentage wasn't showing as much, it wasn't bothering him. Let's put it that way. And I'm always amazed how good he is with the rest, considering he plays so many shots left-handed. His rest play is as good as anybody. It really is. And I'm saying that before he's played the shot.
I was just going to say, I'll never pot this now, John. Oh, he has. Well done.
You've always got to call it as you see it, Dominic.
12. $30.
You had to settle for leaving the wrong angle on the blue, but nothing else you can do. Just got to avoid the baulk colour here. And he didn't. Now that is a very poor shot.
18.
for a player of this class to catch a baulk colour. Well, he knew he missed the blue, maybe that's why he did catch the pink, the yellow, sorry. That was more or less played as a shot for nothing.
18.
So he didn't make the most of a couple of good opening pots, but he's got a 53-point lead with 75 remaining.
That's the best shot Stuart's played for a little while. Superb length of the key ball. Even so, Ronnie may still have a path through to one of the reds near this left corner. That's a very favourable outcome from Ronnie, because the red that he cannoned there at the end of that shot has tied the black up. And with Ronnie holding a 53-point advantage, that's certainly to his advantage. Still 75 points remaining on the table, but, well, you wouldn't think Stuart Carrington could win the frame from here.
So Ronnie looking for two reds, two colours. There's the first one. And nicely on the pink. Didn't have to do much with this pink. Automatically would be on the red if he knocks it in. So now this red would put him 61 ahead with just 59 remaining.
8.
He's certainly getting some action here. He knows that another colour would have kept Stuart in his seat. Well, maybe he can get through to the yellow. He changes hands. You don't even notice now, do you? You don't even notice. And this red will keep Stuart Carrington in his seat.
10.
And Ronnie will be one frame away from a place in the next round.
$11.
Yes, I still think Stuart Carrington's been struggling this frame ever since losing the last from a winning position.
And right in the heart of the pocket. Needs to stop short of the baulk line to be on a baulk colour. Needs to slow up. Has done. Yeah, the class of 92. My class of 92 was the Neville brothers, Nicky Butt. They were my class of 92. David Beckham. I won't tell you what team I support.
Oh, they're footballers, are they?
Four. 5.
Boy, oh boy, Don, you see that ball come off the second cushion? There it flew. Well, wonderful recovery, but
10.
this one, when it came off the third cushion, I can't believe how quick it came off.
11. $18. 19.
Yeah, it sort of stopped Ronnie in his tracks a little bit. It's already bound from the cushion. He sort of stopped dead to see what was going to happen, see if he was going to finish nicely on a colour or not. Well, here's the key shot coming up here
26.
right now. Oh, he's judged it so nicely.
27.
A lot of players play that with a lot more pace and lose control of the cue ball, but Ronnie knew exactly what was going to happen there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and this type of shot, which he usually seems to make look so easy. I mean, if anything, he just ran through a little bit too far. But he's got to drop this in dead weight. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball, just pop the black. But pressure on this, but normally he cues these so beautifully. I mean, it really is. It's an art. And we're watching an artist. You have to say that.
34. 42. 43. 50. 51.
Doesn't seem that long ago he had a red to go 3-1 in front. And now he'll be thinking he won't be getting another shot in this match.
58.
How quickly it can go away from him, particularly when you're playing someone
59.
like Ronnie. Although he won't be happy with that. He'll have to play the pink to the far left corner. It's no gimme.
I think there's an audible exclamation there from Ronnie. That was a huge kick I think he suffered. Oh, but he's kept the break going with an excellent pink. Now back in business. This frame and match. I'm sure it'll be over, I feel. Just a red and a colour required.
65. 66.
'Tough school.
73.
What's to say?
74.
He'll look back, Stuart. He had his chance. Ronnie, whose career century total at the moment is 1,040.
81.
Unbelievable centuries he's made. Can he get one here just to put the icing on the cake, Dominic?
87. 88.
Well, he wouldn't back against him. He won't need the awkward red. That's on that left-hand side cushion. Well, he's bouncing around the table, Ronnie O'Sullivan now. He knows this match is done and dusted
95.
now. Just trying to increase his average shot time, I'm sure that's just missed the cannon there, but he can have another go at it from the
96.
green. Well, he's missed the green, he got
Ronnie
the cannon
O'Sullivan,
though, but it doesn't
96
matter.
frame and a
Stuart
match.
Carrington offered his hand in congratulation. Ronnie O'Sullivan began the match brightly with a break of 60, but lost the next 2 frames, but then found his mojo, and he goes through to the next round, a 4-2 winner.
There we go, a wave to the crowds as Ronnie O'Sullivan marches on into round 3, disappears into the darkness. I think Carrington knew that he